Okay. All right. Hi, everyone. Welcome to another episode of Your Sense What. Your Sense What is a monthly series where we get to explore the inspiring stories of accounting and bookkeeping firm owners who are building their dream firms and a life that they love. And today, with me on this episode, I've got the amazing, funny. I started laughing before we started recording. I've got the amazing Michael Eckstein. I hope I pronounced
Yep.
that correctly. Yeah, he's an
Good.
award-winning accountant, and I would rather let him do the introduction because I have your bio in front of me right now,
Yeah.
which I was reading it last night, and I'm like, this feels so personal. Like it feels like really, really personal, as if you're telling a story, and I love it so much. So you know what? Just introduce yourself. Tell us about who is Michael, who is the LinkedIn's cutest accountant.
Yeah. So I'm Michael Eckstein. You can pronounce that however you want. I always say as long as it's spelled right and the check clears, like I said, I don't really give a shit. You know. Right?
Yeah.
I get it. I get it's a weird bit of a name. Um I don't know what there is to tell. I've been an accountant for a little over 10 years now. I yap on the internet. That's, I guess, how I introduce myself at conferences now. I'm an internet yapper. I go on LinkedIn, I tell jokes about accounting and have little rants about whatever it is I'm upset about at the
Wow.
moment.
I love that. So now bringing that into accounting now, can you just tell me like a little bit of where you grew up, how your early life shaped who you are today? You know, when we were kids, I mean, for me, when they ask you what you want to be when you grow up, you'll be like a doctor, a nurse, because I mean that is what
Oh yeah.
we've been seeing online, right? So
Yeah.
what was it like for you growing up, childhood, and all of that stuff?
So I grew up on Long Island in New York. I didn't want to be an accountant or a doctor. My mom is still like very upset I didn't become a doctor. I think as I start like winning accolades and stuff, she's like slowly getting over it. But as far as like a year or two ago, she was not over it.
Mhm.
Right. And she doesn't like hide it, you know? She's like, "You could have been
Sorry,
a
mom.
doctor." Anyway, right? I'm like, No, I couldn't. I'm not that smart." Anyway, so I grew up on Long Island. I don't even remember what I wanted to be. I went to college for computer programming originally and swapped into accounting, which now appears to be the right bet because computer engineering may be on the way out with AI.
Mm.
I mean, I guess accounting's on the way out with AI. But no, I became an accountant essentially because my dad's an accountant,
Ooh.
right? My parents, they moved to the US, right? He was like, what can I do that where I'm good at math and not great at English? And they're like accounting. And then decades later, I was like, what can I do where I'm good at math and not good at English? And they're like accounting.
Mhm.
And that's how I'm in it, right? Graduated from college, worked with him for a while. I still, in a way, work with him, but now we kind of have two separate
Mm.
firms, right? Out of the same address, which confuses his clients a little bit because he has no internet presence whatsoever. So I'll get like random voicemails and
Wow.
emails looking for him because he's screening their call. And I have to like call him and be like, call them back. I have three voicemails from them, right? Um, but no, that's how I kind of got into it.
That's
Yeah.
interesting. Like, so when you had that switch, like even when you were working with your dad and stuff like that, did you ever experience a light bulb moment where it felt like, you know what, I think I'm really good at this. I think I'm going to stick with accounting. Did you ever have any moments like that?
Yes and no. I don't think I've ever had this moment where I'm like, I'm a tax
Mm.
genius. But I do have moments where I'm like, all right, I'm good at this. I mean, like, what else am I going to do? Like,
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't want to sit here and be like, I'm the best goddamn accountant that's ever existed because, my dad's also an accountant and he might actually listen to this and he'd be like, what the fuck? Like,
You'd be like, mm-mm.
he'd be like, yeah, that's to say, I'm not even the best accountant in my family, I think. I think he'd be upset by that, So I think at some point I just realized I'm above average at
Oh,
this.
well.
It's a good living, like everyone
Mhm.
says. That's how I got into it.
Mm.
And I don't even know what else I would do at this point. If they could pay me for yapping on LinkedIn, I
I mean,
think I would do
that's the part
that,
you can consider for real, because people are getting paid to yap on
right?
LinkedIn for real.
Right. I should become a better kind of influencer. I became a LinkedIn influencer. The money's on TikTok. I
Mm,
shoulda what's her face, that Excel woman? I should have done that with taxes.
yeah.
I would be fucking rich. I wouldn't have to do tax returns.
Mm-hmm.
I wouldn't be talking to you right now. I'd just be dancing on TikTok, raking in the
I,
money from
I
whoever.
know.
Sponsor me, Ultra Tax. Anyway,
There's that too. But I that's why I said earlier, I mean before this call, like I really enjoy your thought process, your approach, the way you have conversations on LinkedIn, because I see and not even just me, right? Like a lot of people see accountants as being too serious and traditional. Like, oh, you have to always
mhm,
talk about tax, do this, be serious, wear your suit and go to the office and all of that stuff. But
yeah.
how were you able to break that mold with your personality and approach?
Um, I think the honest answer is I was never taught how to be an adult.
Mm,
You know what I mean? A lot of people like, I left college and worked for my dad, and most people went to big firms where they're like, "This is how professionalism is."
mm,
But, like, my dad is like, "This is what professional." They're 2 different things. He's got, like, his, like, sort of Russian immigrant version of professionalism, which is a different bar
mm,
than Big 4 professionalism, right? So, I never felt like I couldn't talk like that.
mm,
You know, I talk to clients like this. I mean, I don't curse at clients. Let me add that in there. But like, I do talk like this all the time. For me, it was never like I never knew better.
mm,
Also, like when it comes to talking about tax on LinkedIn and being serious, like a lot of the content you'll see is like, or I saw when I was starting out at least, is like explaining what the standard deduction
mm,
is or like the itemized
yeah.
deduction is. And like, I promise the client doesn't give a shit. There's no person out there looking for accountant and is like, wow, that was a really good explanation of the standard deduction. Let me hire that. They don't give a shit. I don't give a shit. You
Mm-hmm.
know, someone's gonna send me an email, be like, you should give a shit about the standard deduction. The majority of people claim it over itemized. I don't care.
Mm, true. True. Even in marketing, we get that a lot because a lot of people want to push, oh, this is what your product should do. People don't care about your product, honestly. They don't. They just want
No.
results.
Yeah.
They just want results.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I love that. I love that. So now let's bring that into tax now that you mentioned tax. Have you always been like
Yeah.
upbeat like this? I know tax season is a moment where it's as if everyone is walking on eggshells. So,
Mhm.
what's your mood
Mm.
like during tax season? Are you always this upbeat, during tax season?
No. No, I'm way grumpier. This is a thing I put on for podcasts.
Ooh.
Like, just so the people at home understand this. The rest of the day, I'm not, like, enthused. Like, I do taxes because 'cause I'm good at them, not because they bring me some sort of enjoyment,
Hmm.
and, like, there are people out there that love taxes, and you know what? God bless you, but I don't. I'm good at it, that's it. So during tax season, no, I would not say upbeat. I would say there are lots of tax rants in my draft that I feel are too angry to post.
Mm,
You know, that have been sitting there because at the end of the day, I post on LinkedIn to get
mm,
clients. And some of them I'm just like, these are mean. I I can say this is a safe space. Only accountants are listening to this,
mhm,
right? I've had a post drafted for years in which I say DIY bookkeeping is quote a bunch of macaroni bullshit I wouldn't even put on my fridge. Um, and it's just been sitting in drafts for years. And there's a whole bunch of those. And I have so many of them from during tax season where it's just like,
my.
you know. So no, I'm not chipper all the
Mm.
time. I'm
Do you want me, do you want to run me through what your so you're going to run me through what your day-to-day life is like during tax season and outside of tax
uh-huh.
season? Go. What's your routine like? Your routine like?
Um during tax
Mhm.
season, it is mainly working. I will admit I am not someone that's working 60 plus
I was
hours
about
a
to
week during
ask.
tax season. But at the same time, I am not the sort of person who's like on LinkedIn being like, yeah, I went for a hike on a Tuesday. I didn't. I woke up. I had maybe an extra coffee, too much that I should have. Sat down and tried to force
Mhm.
myself through returns. Then went and looked at all the emails of the same old, not the same old questions, but the same old questions.
Mhm.
Um, Tax season is work,
Mm.
you know? Outside of tax season, I try to take more time off. I've been telling myself I'll take summer Fridays off, and I somehow end up answering emails and doing work on Fridays, right?
Mhm.
Um, it's something I'm trying to be better about,
Mm.
honestly. Like, this isn't really something I talk about on LinkedIn, but for the last year, I've been a digital nomad.
Okay.
Like, right now, if you're watching this at home, there's trees behind me because I'm in Park City, Utah,
I can see.
right?
Wow, I
I
can
went
see
for a
that.
hike the other day outside, away from my computer. I didn't even think about taxes for like 5 hours,
Mhm.
but that's because an hour and a half into this hike, I could no longer think,
Mm.
right? So there's that. Um, but no, outside tax season is just a slower pace of the same old thing.
Mm.
Still doing tax returns, still answering questions, still doing books, that sort of thing. But thankfully, I've got time before the deadline,
Yeah. Yeah.
which is coming up as we record this, and the time is running out, and I'm stressing again.
I know. I know. Oh my God. You guys can't just catch a break sometimes. Sometimes.
I know, and they keep making it harder every year, and this is one of my gripes. They just keep adding new rules. Just take my client's fucking
Mm.
money. Just take the money. Why do we need more rules?
Mhm.
And someone's going to come at me and be like, "Oh, but the PTE credits scheme saves clients tax." And it does, but so would reducing the tax
Yeah.
rate. All right, those would both, and one would be easier on my life.
Mhm.
Why do I have to learn every single state's random bullshit?
I know.
You know, that's yeah.
Yeah.
Just take the money.
Mhm.
Anyway.
Mhm. So now, what do you think is like the biggest misconceptions about accountants that you've seen, that you've heard, and how do you like to challenge it?
I think a lot of the misconceptions are true.
Mm.
I know we all like to sit here and be like, no, it's not true. Accountants can be cool. And that's true. Accountants can be
Mm.
cool. I do know some cool accountants, but y'all need to go to an accounting networking event and just like chat with the average accountant. You know, and I hope he doesn't listen to this podcast, but there's one dude in the same office building that I'm in,
Mhm.
and I watch that man chain smoking cigarettes in his like I think it's a Giants jacket every single day. It's like accountants are like that.
Mm.
There are cool ones. I've met plenty of cool ones. I hang out with them. Um, I don't think I'm trying to buck the trend and be like, look how cool accountants
Mm.
are. Because I don't think I'm cool myself.
Yeah,
You know what
I
I mean?
disagree.
Like, I make jokes on the internet. I'm not fucking Brad Pitt. You know what I mean? Like, these are two different things. George Clooney is cool.
Ooh.
I'm an accountant that makes jokes on the internet, right? Let's not get it twisted. Like, right? I'll be the first one to tell you, like, I no. I'm here to do math.
Well,
Maybe have a few drinks and complain. Like that's it. Like,
mhm, I get that.
but if you're an accountant at home listening, you are so cool. You, the person at home listening to this right now, not the other ones.
Mm.
You.
I know, I know. Like they expect accountant to be boring, and I don't know. I was reading an article from Journal of Accountancy, and they were like, "Oh, the Gen Zs, the young." I don't like to use the word Gen Zs though, but like the young people
Yeah.
living college and stuff like that, and they don't want to get into accounting because of the way people have presented the career. Right, you
Yeah.
have to work overtime.
Yeah.
You have to work on weekends. You
Yeah.
basically don't have a life, and I'm like, but there are people doing well, at least that I know of on LinkedIn. I know Yuri would travel, go on vacations, and still do his work. Blake,
Mhm.
Oliver, like people like
Mhm.
that, Nancy. I'm like, yeah, we need people to, we need
Mhm.
more accountants to actually talk about it. That it's okay. I mean, it can be crazy sometimes, but nah, it's it's not that bad.
Just try and convince people the career doesn't suck.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it is a good career. As much as I complain about
Mm-hmm.
it, like it's been good to me. It lets me live my lifestyle. I make good money in it. You know what I
Mm-hmm.
mean? But at the same time, I see why college kids don't want to do it.
Mm.
I get it. You know, like there are sexier careers in accounting.
Mm, trust me.
Like there are way
Mhm.
sexier careers. For example, my mom would say being a doctor would be a way sexier career, but like, um, no, I get it.
But doctors work overtime
It is some
too.
of it is they do. She doesn't care about that. She's not the one working overtime. It's me working overtime. She gets to go and be like,
The
my son's a
doctor.
doctor, and I stole that from
Hmm.
her. Now she's be like, my son's an accountant, and like we're just talking about, it's not sexy. It's real lame, and that doesn't have the same oomph when she talks to friends and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Um, No, I mean, I get it. Like, on one hand, like, yeah, you're right. We should probably have better
Yeah.
representation, and I should be on LinkedIn being like, look how cool my life is. I am a digital nomad. Like, post these hiking
Mm-hmm.
pics, but I'm not that one. I'm not that one. We got other accountants for
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
Follow me on Instagram. I won't post the pics there either.
Mm. But so you're saying that LinkedIn is your main social media page?
Yeah,
Oh, that's cool.
pretty much. That's it. Like, sometimes I think about diversifying. Like, I'm thinking about restarting my newsletter right now.
Mm.
Not that it's really a social media, but
I,
it's all LinkedIn. I'm very much a text-based ranter. I do not want because all right, to go on a tangent right now because I love a tangent. The problem is I feel like I have my best rants while slightly frustrated and disheveled.
mm,
And you can't just quickly record that and throw it on TikTok. What am I going to go to take a shower and get dressed up and like look nice? And the rant's already gone by then. I calmed down, you know, but LinkedIn doesn't know,
mm,
you know, LinkedIn doesn't know it's the same shirt I was wearing yesterday.
yeah.
They don't, they can't
Yeah.
tell. They can't tell it's wrinkly.
Yeah. Yeah. And yes, I think you should start the newsletter because I mean, I read your bio and I like scrolled all the way down. Does it have a newsletter? Does it have? Okay, it doesn't. But I think you should start the newsletter for real. You should.
Yeah, no, thank you. I used to, maybe you understand this because you're, in marketing and stuff. Newsletters are hella stressful. Everyone makes it seem like they're not
Oh my God.
stressful. They're hella stressful, right? Especially writing smart content for
Mm-hmm.
accountants, right? And I'll defend you on this podcast right now. Some of you people at home are fucking dicks. All right. You're so rude. All right. You say anything a little bit wrong about accounting, and they're like, that's clearly a debit, not a credit. And you're like, all right, chill.
Oh
Holy
my
shit,
God.
chill. Like, fuck. Get so
Yeah.
upset over
Mm-hmm.
things. They're like, that was a standard deduction in 23. We're in 25 now. All right. I wrote the post in 23, dog. I forgot. Fuck.
Oh
And
my gosh.
then that's why if you see me on LinkedIn,
Mhm.
I rarely talk about tax advice because every time you do, there is some
Oh yes.
accountant who's going to be like, well, actually, there was a revenue
Mm-hmm.
procedure in 1993. It's like,
True. Very true. They will just come and attack.
my bad, dog. I didn't fucking shepherd this LinkedIn post and do deep, deep research into this beforehand. It's 500 words. Go read tax notes. Listen to current federal tax developments.
Yeah. They won't stop.
God, no.
I get that.
That's the problem with newsletters
Mm,
because you have to write something smart, and the accountants want to be smarter than you. And then I feel like when you post on social and a post doesn't do well, you do not see how many people didn't see
mm,
it. But when you send a newsletter and it sucks, you see how many people unsubscribed,
yes. Yes.
right? And everyone wants to be like, that doesn't hurt
It
you. It
does.
hurts my
It
feelings.
does.
All
It
right.
does, honestly. A lot. It
Yeah.
does.
LinkedIn isn't like this person thought you were an asshole and unfollowed you after your post, but the
It
newsletter
tells
tells
you
you. They're like, you want to see who
50
didn't like
people.
your content? Here's a lit. Here are their names and
I
emails.
know.
The newsletter might as well tell me they think I'm stupid.
Trust me.
Like what?
I think Reddit also has that similarity in a way. Are you on Reddit?
No, I'm not actively
Oh,
posting on
okay.
Reddit. I did think about it
Yeah.
years, even before LinkedIn,
Mm-hmm.
but like it didn't really mesh with the direction I was going.
Oh,
You know,
fair enough.
the subreddits that I would have been active on were not the sort of ones that made sense for me.
Mm-hmm.
Because like for example, I specialize in marketing agencies and stuff. But if you go look at like the marketing agency subreddits, at the time they were quite
Mm-hmm.
small and they were never really talking about anything I could really chime in on.
Mm,
I was like, this isn't gonna work,
I get it.
you know. Reddit marketing is having a renaissance right now. Marketing LinkedIn has discovered
Mm.
it and is like, "Oh my god, do you know you can post on Reddit?" It's like,
Yeah, they're waking up to it now.
yeah, it's one of the biggest websites in like a decade. Yeah.
It's a big deal. Oh my god, that was good. So now bringing this to your clients now, how you relate to them, how you have conversations to them. So definitely you've met like different kind of clients. How do you connect with them and also make their accounting experience enjoyable?
I don't know how I make their accounting experience enjoyable. I think it's literally just because they're dealing with me instead of dealing with someone who couldn't care less about them,
Mm,
or like they're just churning through the work. They don't want to answer the email. They're not fun to talk to. As much as maybe we should change the representation of accountants and we shouldn't be here and say, oh, all these accountants suck to talk to. A lot of them do,
mm,
and clients don't love that. And while I'm not a full blown comedian on every single call,
yeah.
right? It's because sometimes it depends on my mood. Sometimes it's like it's the third or fourth call of the day. We're doing year-end
Yeah.
tax reviews. I've used the same joke 3 times today. How many times can I tell the same goddamn joke?
True.
Um, I think it's some of that, and some of also while I am judgmental, I'm not judgmental. You know what I mean? I'm not going to sit here and say I don't judge people. I judge the shit out of people. But like when it comes to taxes and stuff, I understand.
Mm,
It's complicated. Like if it wasn't complicated, my job wouldn't exist.
mm,
You know what I mean?
yeah.
Right? You can't really fault clients for knowing literally nothing about taxes when they are not taught at any point in their life.
Mm,
Right?
true.
In that way, I think I make it more enjoyable for clients.
True.
Right? And I am available for them year round, which some people coming to me did not have beforehand.
Mm,
No. Um, yeah, I try to be as little of a burden in their lives as possible. I'm there for taxes. I'm there to answer questions, but I know they don't want to talk to me. I'll talk to them later.
yeah. Accountants are a big deal. I mean, you guys are a big deal for real. I mean, you save them money, you give them advice, you help them not to get into trouble.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's a
Yeah. Yeah. And I should charge
yeah.
them more. Yeah. After this, I'm gonna send him this clip
Oh
and be
my
like, "You
god.
guys don't know how fucking good you got it.
have you
All right,
have you ever had
don't
this
worry."
experience with the clients where you give them like an advice and they did the opposite of what you said? Has that ever happened to you?
Oh, they do that all the time. Yeah. It used to be a way bigger problem. So one of the nice things with LinkedIn is my more modern clients that have come on more recently tend to align with me
Mm,
more. And they tend to want to work with me for me. They want to hear my advice. But in the beginning, when it was kind of like whatever client I could get, and you're getting it from networking and this and that, and they don't super know you that well, and you don't know them super well,
mm,
and you're just doing the work, there is a lot of ignoring advice. Not so much because they're actively going against the advice as much as they just don't care.
mm,
You know what I mean? Like I still have a client from back in the day, and you can tell this man not to commingle as much as you want, and he's gonna do it. And it's been literal years. And I give him the same advice every time we talk. And he just does. I know it's nothing personal. It's just the way his brain is wired. And
yeah.
it's like, it's cool, dude. As long as he pays the invoice. Like I was saying later, or earlier, shit.
Really.
As long as the check comes to Eckstein, I don't care.
Mm.
Oh, and as long as they don't go to jail and try to implicate me. Yeah,
Yeah,
that too.
that's
That's don't like trick me.
the
That might be something. No, I didn't. No, I didn't.
lie.
I've never heard your name before in my life.
Just deny them on the spot. Oh my god.
Yeah, I bet who? What?
Oh my. So,
Their shop is down the street from my office? I had no idea. Who the fuck are they? I should go check it
oh
out.
my. So bringing this into resting business face. When I heard that name, when I saw that name, I'm
Mhm.
like, what really inspired this business name, like resting business face?
Yeah.
What inspired you to create it, and what do you think sets it apart from the thousands and millions of firms that are out there?
Um so on one hand, I never really intended it to be my firm name,
Mm,
right? I just thought it was a clever play on the usual resting bitch face.
Yeah.
And sometimes when I'm not trying to be, smiley and like upbeat, and I'm just like sitting and listening, I can have a bit of like an angry face. I was like, oh, that's clever. It's, personal to me. The reason I use it is because the domain name was
Mm,
available. You would think over the 30 plus years of the internet, someone would have snapped up resting business face. But no,
mhm.
I bought it right on Namecheap for $10. And I was like, that's a sign. We got to do it. That's hilarious. That's
Yeah.
hilarious. And in a way, it sticks because I have been at conferences and people have looked at me and been like, resting business
Mm,
face. And I don't know how to be like, Michael's not a hard name to remember. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
I got it was the most common name in the US for decades. You could just guess Michael. Just look at me like Michael.
Mm-hmm.
You could guess it. But no, in at conferences, I'm resting business face.
And it sticks actually. It sticks.
It
Mm-hmm.
sticks. I still have mixed feelings about it, because my original firm was Eckstein Tax Services, and switching over to resting business face feels like I gave up my last name. I'm like, but I like the name. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Um, that's my maiden name, and now I'm resting business face, and and
Oh,
I don't know. It works for now. We'll see where it is in a few years.
yeah.
Every now and then I think about changing it, and then I remember I have to change every single login.
Yeah.
I have to somehow figure out how all my partner accounts have to be switched from one email to another, and some of them aren't. And I'm like, when you add me to this random software, use my old
Mm,
email because I never bothered changing it.
it's a lot.
I don't know how.
It's a lot of work.
I don't know how.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it's like, yeah, it's a lot of work and I just don't want to do it. It's on the eternal to-do list. You know what I
Mm-hmm.
mean?
Mm-hmm.
You've just got this to-do list of garbage and you're like, I'll do it one day. And it's been 3 years. Or maybe not 3 years in this case, but it's like I've had things on my to-do list for
Yeah,
years. I'm like, oh,
but
I'll go
it's
I'll
here to
eventually.
stay. I think that's just a sign. Resting business phase is here to stay.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
It's here to stay because I'm too lazy to change it. That's it.
Oh.
It's gonna be the rest of forever.
Oh my God. This has been an amazing chat, Michael. For real. It has been an amazing chat. And I still have like a couple of questions, but bringing this into the next generation of accountants, how do you think you would like to maybe inspire them, especially those who think they don't fit
Mhm.
into the mode, the accounting mode, or they don't even want to be an accountant?
In a way, I would say it isn't that serious. You know, like, or I guess I would tell them it's not that serious. Not that your question isn't that
Mm,
serious, but the accounting industry can be very serious about certain things, and they take gap ultra seriously. They take tax ultra seriously, and it makes it seem like everything is not life or death, but like everything is a big
mm,
deal, and it isn't. Most of it isn't a big deal. Almost everything can be fixed. Everything is understandable. Um, so for the next generation, I guess coming into it, at least right now, it is a pretty good career. Maybe AI will change that, but I'm sure the industry will evolve too.
mm,
Like when my dad got into the industry, computers were just hitting the scene, credit cards were just hitting the scene, and the industry survived
mm,
that. You went from people manually writing shit down to computers, and it's like, yeah, that took so much work off our plates, and I'm sure they were scared in the moment,
mm.
but we'll evolve. There'll be an industry tomorrow.
For
We're not
sure.
going away. You know what I
Sure.
mean? And also considering how much of the conversation with clients is trying to pull the correct information out of them, no one's going to be able to do that themselves with AI.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Some of our current issue is not researching the information, not surfacing the information from the software, from the IRC or things like that. It's helping the client through their thought
Mm-hmm.
process and asking the kind of right questions and having the experience to kind of know what the client is thinking,
Mm.
right? And maybe one day AI will do that, but like we got time,
Yeah.
right? So if you're going into it, go into it. It's a good career. It's not that serious. It doesn't have to be that serious. Like I'm not serious at all and I've made it, you know? And and a lot of these other accounts that are on like this or that, like I've had drinks with them. They're not that serious
Oh
either,
my.
and they
You
made it.
should all those like
You
I hear
know,
stories for days how they dance at parties and they are always chirpy, excited to meet you. I'm like, these guys are not boring a bit. Nah.
no, no. The latest I've like stayed out drinking at night has been with
Wow.
accountants. You know, like a lot of the time,
Mhm.
or at least since college. College, I guess, was different, but at least nowadays, some of these people they run their
Yeah.
firms. They're professionals, but it's not this ultra serious. Everyone's this ultra boring. We only do math and we go home,
Mm.
except during tax season.
I love that. So now what to my last question, because I still have some rapid fire questions for you. That's my last question. What legacy do you think you would like to leave behind? Michael Eckstein, LinkedIn's Q-test accountants. What legacy do you think you'd like?
I would like I would like them to name a law closing a tax loophole after me.
Ooh.
You know what I mean? Because they say we'll be forgotten in 2 generations. Not if I have my way. We're gonna remember Roth for the rest of forever. I'm gonna fucking work on it. So years from now, there's gonna be a law, and it's gonna be named after me, and
Okay.
you'll be forced to learn about me in college just because they're like, yeah, we can't do that anymore.
Mm.
It's like how whenever like a client comes to you and like, I've got a great tax strategy, and you're like, Reagan had to close that in the 80s because XYZ thing. It's gonna be
No.
one of those.
Mhm. I mean that's a big deal because that's going to be on
Right?
forever. Yeah.
Exactly. I would like my name in the tax code. Force all of you to remember me. Right? The Augusta loophole, bullshit. The Eckstein loophole.
Ooh,
All
love it.
right. 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 It's got a ring
Yeah,
to
it
it.
does.
The Eckstein loophole. Yeah.
Oh my God, this has been a great chat, Michael. Thank you so much. Now to the rapid fire questions. You
Okay.
have like 5 seconds to
Okay,
answer
please.
them. Are you ready?
No.
Okay.
No.
What's the
Yeah,
first thing
go.
you would buy if you won the lottery?
I have 5 seconds. I don't know. I'd probably put in a savings account and figure it out later. I have lots of anxiety and can't think on my feet. All right, next
That's
question.
fine. Email or Slack? Which one do you think is worse?
Email. Don't fucking Slack me. What? Like I need a professional text from you people. It's already bad enough. Take time, think through your thought, and send me an
Email.
email. God.
Oh my God. So, would you consider yourself an early bird or a night owl?
I'd consider myself neither. I'd consider myself perpetually tired. Um,
This is the first.
I do really good at 3 p.m. I do really good at 3 p.m. That's my
You're in
time.
between.
I have like, yeah, there's like a 2 to 4 p.m. slot where I don't take meetings because I'm like, this is where I can work.
Ooh.
But then there's like people like, I wake up at 6 and do tax returns. I'm like,
Nah, not me.
makes me sick. Makes me sick.
Okay. What's your go-to work snack?
Yeah. My go-to work
Mm-hmm.
snack. Um, I don't know. I feel like every time I have a go-to work snack, I have to then cross it off the list because I can't be trusted around them. So like there are things I do not allow myself to buy. Like we don't buy Oreos anymore.
Ooh.
Well, don't buy Dots pretzels. That's those bags are huge. I should not be able to go through one in a few days. Can't buy
Okay.
it. I'm trying to snack less so I can be healthy and not be one of those accountants that dies of a heart attack or like high blood pressure at like
Mm,
47. Those are sad. I don't want to be that.
okay. Fair enough. Okay. If you could automate one part of your job, what would it be?
All of it. Follow-ups.
Ooh.
Follow-ups. And I know there is like a certain level of automation and to pitch financial sense real quick. I'm pretty sure you guys have a task
Oh
follow-up
yeah.
kind of thing, but there's a certain type of client who just ignores those. And I have to go send the email as me and be like, I'm not mad, I'm disappointed, please send me your shit, right? And I want that
Mm.
automated. All right? I want the email from me automated,
Automated.
right? Send me your things because then they feel like they're getting
Mm.
scolded. When it's the software, they don't care. It's not a human. It's just the software sending a ping. I'm so good at
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
ignoring software pings at
Yeah.
this point, right? Because there's so many of
Mm-hmm.
them. every software pings you. And some of them, it's like, why are you even pinging me? What the hell? Like, why are you sending me a
Oh
notification? I don't even know a notification I got earlier. And I was like, what
my
the
God.
fuck is this? It's like your Sudoku app. Why are
Yeah.
you
Or
notifying me? You're a
Duolingo.
crossword. Leave me alone. So I think clients are very good at ignoring
Mhm.
that, especially the problem ones. And I would love it if someone could automate the me scolding them to send things. And I know someone's gonna email me like, Michael, what about a VA? And I'll be like,
Mhm.
well, why don't you come on the next episode of this? All right, and you talk about the VA. Anyway,
Okay.
yeah,
Two more. Coffee or tea?
yeah. Oh, coffee.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
I want to love tea more. I come from a big tea family,
Mhm.
but
It's not just for
coffee.
you.
Good coffee. Not a side note. One of the things, and we're going on tangents and tangents. I know this is rapid fire. I'm defeating
It's
the
fine.
purpose. So one of the things with being, a nomad, I'm currently in a hotel. The worst goddamn coffee. The worst.
Ooh.
I'd rather have neither. I'll go thirsty. I'll figure out how to live without caffeine. Oh,
I mean, I hear of people that travel with
some
their coffee
conferences too.
beans.
Oh my
Yeah.
god, I'm getting close to that. And like side note, some of these conferences have the worst
Mm.
coffee. Oh my god, for the amount these tickets cost, get some better fucking coffee. I'm not the one that scheduled the event at 8 a.m. You are.
Oh my God.
Fuck.
Well, maybe you just need to buy your own coffee and pack it with you whenever you travel.
I think that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna
Mm-hmm.
start bringing coffee. I'm gonna go to like Dunkin' or something and get those like big things you take to, like little league
Yeah.
games. And I'm just gonna start just walking around the way when you were in college and the cool frat kid was going around refilling cups. That's gonna be me with
Mm.
coffee at
Okay.
conferences. You'll have no options. It'll be coffee, oat milk, or not. And that's
Oh my God.
don't got regular. Get oat.
Okay.
Anyway.
If you had to be stuck in an elevator with any fictional character, who is going to be your pick?
Oh shit. I don't know.
Mm.
I
Even
don't know.
Batman.
The monk that invented accounting. We'll go with him. I Was he real? Is he an urban legend? I don't know.
But
Whatever,
you
dude.
choose him.
I don't know. Yeah.
Oh my.
I don't know. I got nothing. I got nothing for fictional characters. Maybe Santa. That'd be
Yeah, well,
interesting.
Santa is one.
I don't know. I'm Jewish. Anyway.
Oh my, thank you so much, Michael. This has been a great conversation. I'll tell you that. Like, I
Yeah.
was laughing from the beginning to the
Thank you for
very
having
end,
me.
and I love conversations like this. Thank you so much.
Yes.
Thank you.
No problem. Thank you for having
Thank
me.
you. So I'm just going to stop recording now.
Okay.
Mm.